everyone. This is Charm City Decoded. I am your host, Sophina Turner, returning back for season 2 of Charm City Decoded podcast. I welcome you back to episode number 1. And today is the perfect day to start season 2. And why? Because we're going to be talking about Juneteenth. Look at this. See my shirt? Yes, freedom is what we're going to be discussing, and it's a lot that's entangled into that, so we're going to get right into it. Let's start at the beginning. Juneteenth. What is Juneteenth? Juneteenth it became a holiday, and it became a federal holiday, but let's go to the very beginning of why we created and made Juneteenth into a holiday. Okay, it started back on January 1st, 1863. Emancipation Proclamation of enslaved people in the Confederate States were declared legally free. Union soldiers, whom were black, marched onto plantations and across cities in the South, reading small copies of the Emancipation Proclamation, spreading the news of freedom. Only through the 13th Amendment did emancipation end slavery throughout the United States. So at first it started only in the Confederate States, and then when the 13th Amendment became a part of the Constitution, that's when the enslaved people were set free throughout the United States. Okay, but now all Confederate territory would immediately be free. Due to it could not be implemented areas still under Confederate control. So areas under still Confederate control did not implement it in the beginning. And as I said, the implementation of Emancipation Proclamation for Freedom started January 1st, 1863 for enslaved people. Okay? However, 2,000 Union troops came on June 19th, 1865. Now remember, the Emancipation was signed in 1863, January 1st of 1863. So the Union soldiers, 2,000 of them, came on June 19th in 1865, right? They marched and it came into Galveston Bay, Texas. Okay? This army announced that the more than 250,000 enslaved black people in that state were free due to executive decree. That's why this day can be known as Juneteenth by the newly freed people in Texas. So, thank you for all the ones who worked to make this happen. Thank you for President Biden for signing off on it. And we're going to move forward into this topic of what are we really free? Okay, yes, Juneteenth is an important holiday to us. It should be an important holiday to everyone who are American citizens in this country. But we know precisely for all the whom are black, or, we definitely should be excited for this holiday. And I know that a lot of us still probably are not. To some, it's just another paid day off. Or some just, it's not even being recognized as a paid day off. Or some just it's not even aware of that this holiday exists. And it's just something that we definitely need to promote more and get out there more, because freedom is important. And if you value your freedom every single day, then you should be thanking God and thanking the people who worked hard and pressed hard to make this work for us, for this to happen. And you should be thanking the United States president, which is Joseph Biden. He signed it off. So he signed off on it for it to become a federal holiday. So thank you. And I can't thank you enough. But freedom. That's a serious word. Why is that so serious? Why is that important? Who want to be chained, whether it's mentally or physically? Who want to be told what to do constantly? You have no mind of your own. You're not even allowed to be educated. You're not allowed to live your life the way you see fit. Your autonomy. Why is that important? That should be important to every single human being who is on this earth. Freedom. That's important. That is life. Life is freedom. We were given a gift of life by the good Lord himself. And as the Bible states, he gave up his only begotten son to give us this life, right? Right? For us to be able to cherish and understand how important our life is. How important freedom is. And you know, as always, you got to go through something to get to a common ground of understanding. Understanding by knowing where you come from and where you are and where you want to be. All of that is important, right? But let's go back in recent history. Let's just say 2 years ago. We are in 2024. Back in 2022, Roe versus Wade was overturned or reversed by the United States Supreme Court. You know, declaring the Supreme Court on Friday declaring the constitutional rights to abortion, upheld for nearly a half a century, no longer exist. No longer exist. For almost a half of a century. And they just, what they most did, you know, that's what they did. They did to us. You know, women don't have a right to decide when it comes down to their own body what is best for them. By them overturning or reversing it, that's basically what they're saying. You don't have a mind of your own. You don't have freedom to your own body. Freedom is important, right? Remember I just said that. So keep that in mind when it comes down to voting in 2024, this November election. Keep that in mind when it comes down to who you're voting for in this November 2024 election. You know, this general election that's coming up soon. The ones that are running, who you think is best suited for your needs to keep on creating that freedom that you're living or that you want to expand to. Let's keep that in mind as well. And now that was June of 2022. Seems to be a lot of things happening in June, right? Like I said, we're celebrating Juneteenth today. Today is June 19th, 2024. That happened in 2022, June of 2022. And then the following year, June 29th of 2023, the U.S. Supreme Court ends affirmative action in higher education. And of course, that goes throughout jobs and things of that nature too, because now you don't have that standing, right? And it wasn't about, you know, you having, I would say, you were giving, I would say, being able to get preferable treatment. It wasn't about you, you know, being able to get a leg in before anyone else, as far as being able to be, you know, admitted into any schools, higher education. It's not about that. It's just you being able to submit an application based off of everything that they look for in a student. Your application is just as valuable as anyone else who's not black. That's what affirmative action did for anyone as far as higher education. When it comes down to jobs, you was given an opportunity to showcase what you also can provide and do to uplift in whatever profession you were going into. You was given that opportunity just like anyone else who is non-black. Well, anyone else who is white or of that persuasion. You understand? So That's what affirmative action did for us. It just helped us to be seen more and to showcase what we actually can do. Because once you're given a chance to get in there, then the rest is on you, right? And a lot of us showed up and showed out. So that's what affirmative action was all about. Just giving a chance, an opportunity. We are intelligent beings too, African Americans, as blacks and brown people. We have intelligence. We have the know-how. You know, we can persevere through anything. And I'm sure, as I just spoke on when it comes down to enslavement, yes, if that wasn't perseverance through, I don't know what is. You know, that led into all other farces of enslavement. Whether Jim Crow is another form of enslavement, even though it wasn't chains in the body, to some degree it was, because, you know, you had hangings, you know, from trees, and whippings, and all that stuff was still being conducted. You know, people are, you know, they terrorized your being, your home, your lifestyle back in Jim Crow days. They terrorized your body. They mutilated you. They raped you. They just did whatever they wanted to do to you, and no consequences was given due to those heinous crimes that was made against a lot of black folks. And you look at today's day, I mean, in today's time, we still have farces of, you know, I would say the anecdote to what they use in the Jim Crow days. There are some that who still living in with that mindset and think that they can do and say what they want. And that's why you fight against it through your election, through your voting. You know, we have our former president, the 45th president. He created a mindset, or he helped to expand a mindset that made it open and public for others to do and say what they want, no matter what consequences may come. That's what led to January 6, 2021, when they stormed Congress, doing what they did there. And that's going to lead to other situations that may, you know, be counterproductive to freedom. You know, so that's why I'm saying all of this. We have to recognize what's going on. You know, when it comes down to the Voting Rights Act, that's the 26th Amendment. Okay? And the voting right, and in the 26th Amendment, it says that the right of citizens of the United States who are 18 years or older to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of age. The Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Everyone who are 18 and older who live in these United States, who are United States citizens, have the right to vote and not be discriminatory against by due to age or any other standard that you may deem that will keep you from being able to cast your vote. And we know that there are states that are surrounding this country, especially in the southern states, and you know, they want to definitely prevent a lot of black folks and brown folks from voting if they can, because they place doubt in your mind that your vote don't matter, that your vote don't count. And when you don't vote because you don't like who's out there running, that just make it even more a chance for the worst person you will ever want to be elected become an elected official. So your vote do matter. Go out there and cast your vote. You know, the greater of evil, of two evils, as some would call it, you know, you got to go out there and make a difference for yourself, for your family, for your living environment, for how you choose things to be in the future. Look what was going on with the Supreme Court, because we elected a president. Well, I didn't elect him, but he was elected and he became the president, the 45th president of the United States, and he put like 3 of those judges on the Supreme Court who are supposed to be conservative judges, but they call them now MAGA judges, I would say. Now we have a 6-3 on the Supreme Court where they doing all of this. Affirmative action, gone. Roe versus Wade, abortion rights to women, gone. If they can do that with the voting rights, that's going to be gone. You know, they're just trying to reverse everything back in time. Because that's when they had the supreme. They were supreme back then because they made all, they made all the laws. And they was, look, just really pay attention to what's going on out here in the world and what's going on around this country. There's a lot going on and people just got to really start paying attention. I'm not saying this just to be saying it. I'm saying it that because it's important for us as a people. It's important for us as a country. It's important for us as American citizens to start really paying attention to what's going on out here. Because everything affects everything. You know, that cycle of life. When it comes to, let's go back even when you talk about children's movies. Let's talk about The Lion King. When they said, when everything is connected to everything. The cycle of life. Yes, that's true. Everything is connected in some way or another. We all are connected in some way or another. Even if you want to go back to biblical sense, when it comes down to Adam and Eve, how we all was created as a people. If you're looking at it from that standpoint, we all come in from the same place. We just was spread out in different areas that form us to be who we are today, whether it's color-wise, race-wise, religion-wise, it doesn't even matter. But we're all connected as humans because that's who we are. We are human beings. So we need to always keep that in mind. That comes first. We are human. And we love our freedom. And voting helps to create that freedom. It keeps that freedom going. So don't sit home. And don't be pouting. And don't be saying that, well, my vote don't matter. Yes, baby, your vote do matter. It matter in the biggest way possible because that's how you keep on living. Or even being able to achieve and obtain the things that you want in life. Through the freedom that you have. Or that you want. Let's keep on fighting. Let's keep on persevering. We stand on the shoulders of a lot of people who died. For us to be able to experience the life that we're living today. And I'm not here to preach. I'm sorry if it sounds like that way. I'm not. I just want everyone to recognize that we are free. And if we want to keep being free. And that's mentally, emotionally, physically. That's every way possible. Then you better go out there and cast your vote. This is Charm City Decoded. I'm your host, Sophina Turner. I bid you all a good day. And please, happy Juneteenth. Enjoy this freedom. Love all.